Alrighty. With that, I'll call our meeting to order.
Recording in progress.
Raise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and today we have Andrew Jacob, Martha Majeski, and Danielle Jouin, myself, John Callahan, and then we have Bob Cooney joining us on Zoom. And then all of our township staff, Lori Getz, Valentina Mitter on the end, Mike Crotty, and Paul Bettinger. I would like to also announce that we had 2 executive sessions on September 25th and October 13th to discuss property acquisition and legal matters, and yeah, just those 2. With that, I'll move into our consent agenda. I'll make a motion for the acceptance of the minutes of Board of Supervisors from September 8th, 2025, regular business meeting, and the September 25th, 2025 workshop meeting. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, Treasurer's Report. Make a motion for the consideration of acceptance of Treasurer's Report for the period ending September 30th, 2025. Do I hear a second?
Second.
So for period ending September 30th, 2025, we had a general fund balance of just over 6.6 million. As of today, we are at about 87% of our expected revenues and 68% of our expenditures. So we are looking good.
Excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
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 I'll make a motion for the approval of disbursements dated October 13th, 2025. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All bills have been paid and are recommended for approval. Excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Excellent. Short agenda for us tonight. We have no subdivision or land development. So I'm going to skip right on over to old business. Oh, we have no old business either. So I'm going to move on to new business. I like this. So starting off, we have a presentation from Karen, who can come on up to the microphone, Karen, to talk to us about a purple martin nest.
So I'm Karen from the EAC. We propose a purple martin nest structure paid for by the Pennsylvania Game Commission, Bureau of Wildlife Management. So basically it would be a 13-foot post, which it consists of 2 6.5-foot posts that would be mounted into the ground in a sleeve that's concreted into the ground. So on the off season, the only thing you would have is this little sleeve in the ground. During nesting season, we would install the posts and then a board structure at the top. It would have 8 boards that would plastic material made to reflect the heat and they're weather resistant with the plastic material. So purple martins are a native species. They are insectivores. They fly around and eat bugs. They primarily, almost exclusively, nest in man-made structures. So if you're ever up in like Lancaster area and like the open fields, you'll see these nest structures. The purple martins use those. They call them like condos sometimes, or gourd arrays. So the birds will nest in there, fly around. They come out, nest around April, and their nesting season ends late August, early September. So we're trying to support our bird count status by creating habitat for native species, and the Game Commission also provides educational signage that comes on weather-resistant material to help educate the public about the nest structure and the birds specifically. I did include a sample of the educational signage that they provide. The location that we're proposing is, if you pull into the parking lot, there's a mowed area off to the right. That's the primary location that Pennsylvania Game Commission identified as a spot. It's a mowed area, and we would put it basically smack in the middle. Purple martins like a meadow type setting.
Karen, is this, so I'm sorry, this isn't at Valley Park, right? This is Pickering Preserve. Does the reforestation effort impact that location at all?
So they're like kind of on almost opposite ends, so, this would be along, I believe that's 29.
Okay.
On that side, and the nest reforesting would be on the pothouse
Okay.
side. So they are far away. The purple martins prefer like a 50-foot
Mm-hmm.
area with no trees or buildings. So there's like one tree in that area, and the rest is all mowed, and then off of that is meadow. So we would continue to mow as we do, because we don't want too much vegetation right up against the coast, because that will increase predators. So
Okay.
yeah, it would basically stay the mowed as it is. But the next chapter in April, the EAC would be monitoring the nest box weekly. So the pole comes with a board, a pulley system. So we would be use a pulley to lower the board structure. We could check each of the 8 nest boxes. We are looking to monitor if purple martins are actually nesting. And if not, if it is house sparrows, we're going to discourage them. There's many ways we can do it, but the simplest way is if you find that nests of house sparrows in there, you shake the egg and put it back. The house sparrows are invasive species. They're not protected by any federal laws here, so we are supposed to
Discourage.
them. There are not so nice ways of doing it, but this way they will basically waste their time nesting on a no longer viable egg, so they're not going to produce more eggs during that time because they're thinking that their egg is still good. So it's the most humane way of doing it. You just gently shake the egg, put it back, and they'll continue to nest. Good. The purple martins will nest even if we are checking the structure. They're not bothered by human interaction. We're only doing it one time per week. And the Game Commission says that's perfectly acceptable and basically required to do it for monitoring. They provided us with a sheet on what they want us to do, just answer a few questions each week. The visit to the structure once a week by the EAC should take 15 minutes. And I propose that the EAC would have a little sign up sheet so we can kind of just plan ahead to have a schedule of who will be monitoring it, so we can have 2 volunteers in case one can't make it. It's definitely a one-person job, but it would be nice to have like the 2 people do it. It wouldn't be a quorum, we wouldn't have any, it would be a way for us to connect with each other, but also do this process and have a backup if someone couldn't make it. It's not a big commitment by each member of the EAC, and I figured if we all signed up, we could spread out the job and not have any one person have too much on them to take care of it. So there is an alternative location if you guys weren't happy with that location, but I can go into that later if needed. So basically the only cost of the township would be the cost of the concrete to mount that little post in the ground. And we would ask if, I assume that we would want the road crew to do that for, and also install the sign. But other than the concrete, there's no real cost to the township. It's all provided by the Legal Commission. There's no contract or anything. It's a good faith agreement that we would be maintaining it and providing habitat for the species.
Cool.
Any other questions? I tried to go through fast, but I don't know. We got over everything.
So the weekly maintenance, is that during the nesting window specifically? You said June to August? Is that what you said?
April to end of August.
April
and
to
it's
August,
the
okay.
weekly monitoring, you would just be checking to make sure that the right birds are nesting and taking the data down, just checking off certain things on the box. In the end of August, early September, we would be lowering the nest box, taking the structure down. They told us that the box that we would store the boards in is about 3 by 3 by 3 box, and then 2 6.5-foot poles would need to be stored from September back till April.
Right.
But other than that, there's no maintenance to the winter.
Right, right.
I think this is a really cool location, the proposed one. It's very visible, and then having the signage there. I think this is a really great location for that. The alternate, we already have other bird boxes around there. Not that you can't have multiple ones, but that's just my opinion. I actually like that one better. I think it's more visible. It's right on 29. I think it's a great location. And, I think for a bag of concrete, and if you guys are willing to do the maintenance and the monitoring, for the cost of a bag of concrete, and I'm all for it.
We
Sounds-
buy bags of concrete as a town all the time.
Yeah.
Sounds really great. I think you
Mhm.
might get some more people interested in EAC because of it.
Yeah.
My church this past weekend did a Flocktoberfest. I wasn't around, I was at it, but where they redid like their cloister garden to be more attractive to native birds. So I just think I think it's a fantastic idea that you might get some more interested in EAC because of
So
this.
I was hoping that maybe we could advertise it to, like, on our EAC Facebook and try and get a EAC member and a member of the public to help on that weekly check, and potentially have those people help us with other projects like pulling needs.
It's really nice, yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Karen.
Karen, do you have to do those checks each year?
Yeah, so
Okay.
April through September.
Probably
Gotcha.
be great to partner with the high school.
I would presume the logistics on this are pretty straightforward in terms of storage. It's
Yeah.
basically nothing, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll find somewhere to put it. And,
Yep,
Yeah.
just had to ask.
Sort of my drive.
Yeah, I got plenty of room
No,
behind too, so.
it'll be fine. It'll be
Yeah.
fine. You did a really great
Um,
job putting this together.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. The only other thing that comes to mind, very tiny point, with the sleeve, I'm guessing sticks out of the ground by like a foot or two.
That I'm not quite clear on. I don't think it's quite a foot or two. I'm not
Okay.
sure, but it does have a tap on it so that it wouldn't like fill with debris, but I can find out the height of the sleeve.
I think when we take it down, you're worried about it sticking out of the ground.
I'm worried about it getting hit by a mower. If it's too low, someone goes to mow after the postman's gone. But it's easy, throw a flag in if you're done.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
truthfully, it's very simple.
Yeah,
But
or we
yeah.
could put cones or, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll talk to Bob.
it's very
Yeah.
simple.
It's
Yeah.
a wonderful idea.
Yeah, it is. No, it's fantastic.
We will figure that piece out, but it's a good,
Writing
it's
me
a
the
good
checks?
point.
And at the cost of a bag of concrete.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
just fantastic. So,
Town was the one that told us about it, so I'm just pointing out that PR active in the Bird Town.
yeah, I love it.
Trying to do what we have.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one at Longwood Gardens?
I haven't been there in the last one.
It's very busy.
Oh, good.
It's very busy.
Yeah. I've seen them at other locations, and it's fun to see the birds flying around, and you can teach some kids or anybody about the native species around.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. So I'll make a motion to approve Karen's proposal to install a Purple Martin nest structure from the PA Game Commission in Pickering Creek Park. Do I hear all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Karen. Mm-hmm. All right, moving on, I will make a motion for the authorization to advertise a budget meeting to be held on Thursday, November 6th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Do I hear a second?
Second.
So for some context for this will be a second budget meeting that we are putting in preemptively, just knowing that we'll probably have to talk about things. The more we discuss, the more likely it is that we are going to have to actually have this meeting. The first being Thursday, October 23rd. Anything else you wanted to add to that, Lori?
We are still we have enough time to advertise it after the budget meeting, so if it seems like we don't need it, we won't actually go through and put it in the newspaper, but this way we're prepared, so if after the budget hearing, the next day we'll run it in the newspaper.
Perfect.
So we still have one more out if we move really quick, yeah.
Love the optimism. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, next up, I want to make a motion for the approval of escrow release number 1 for PT Phoenixville LLC. In,
Yeah.
so I did. Thank you. Strike that. I will make a motion for the authorization to advertise a public hearing regarding the Verizon cable franchise renewal for Schuylkill Township on November 10th, 2025, beginning at 6:55 PM. Do I hear a second?
Second.
So this is exactly what it sounds like. It's not our annual, it's our regular renewal of our cable franchise agreement with Verizon. The township gets money back from the cable companies that provide services in the township because we give right-of-way area.
The reason why I'm smiling is you said regular. The very first time we actually did this, I think was 2015, because the original contract that we had was dated 1964. So I just think it's funny that you said regular.
Well, it feels like we do this, I said that because it feels like we do this every year. We kind of do between Verizon and Comcast because they're on opposite
Yes.
schedules.
Yes.
Yeah. It felt like we just did it when I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, how is it time to do that again? But it's because this one's for Verizon. So this is just the public hearing piece. We don't have the actual draft agreement yet for the renewal. So this is just, we have the script that we'll read to the public and allow them to give feedback. Really not necessarily Q&A, but give feedback if there's anything that they want looked into for the purpose of renewing the agreement. So we'll do that at the next meeting. It should be short and sweet.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, this time I'll make a motion for approval of escrow release number 1 for PT Phoenixville LLC in the amount of $574,274.79. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Paul, I'll kick this over to you.
Yeah, so the site, or the site developer has reached out to the township. They asked us to do a walkthrough to determine if they could lower their financial security agreement for the internals of the project. They came back, they had their quantities listed, et cetera. We walked the site, we were able to verify the quantities that have been installed. They were requesting $638,000 minus the 10% retainage. It leaves it at $5,700. The request is for $574,274.79, leaving a balance of $358,931.54 still on the bond. I wrote a letter about this on October 3rd, confirming what I had seen in the field, so I'm happy to entertain any questions from the board.
No concerns?
No
Everything's in
concerns.
order?
No, they have 3 different agreements. This is the one that's with PT Phoenixville. They have one that's with the PennDOT for the HOP work. That's a separate one that the township's not involved with. And then there's another one for the actual, the concrete pads, like for where the gas pumps would be and where the building would be. That's actually a different one with the Wawa company. So this is literally just for the site improvements that you're seeing on total rental, as well as the internals of the Wawa project or property itself.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, next up, I'll make a motion to approve municipal services energy procurement contract with Constellation and authorize township manager as signer. Do I hear a second?
Second.
So this is just, we have traditionally contracted with Constellation for this is for our PICO energy bills. The contract expired a while back. The EAC had been looking into some alternative options for us, but we're not quite ready to, we don't have enough information to jump into some of the other options that they were proposing. So this, we'd like to move forward with getting our rates stabilized and start saving a little bit of money because our contracts are expired on most of our accounts. We can do this for 1 year, and that will give the EAC some more time to investigate the other options that they were looking into. What we did do this time, and it's something that we hadn't done in the past, was asked for Constellation to provide us with rates for 100% renewable energy. So it's a little bit more, it's a little bit less of a savings But if that's the direction that the township wants to go in, it at least gets us some savings and renewable energy. So we'll do that for a year, and then maybe have a different option to propose next year.
So I did have a pair of questions on this. First off, I don't think, when I'm reading this chart, it looks like the cost goes up for the longer term period, which makes no, I guess you're buying in, the idea is that you're paying a higher rate now and insuring yourself against large rate increases in the future.
I think they want us to do a lesser term.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am, because of, I used to be a public utility lawyer and worked for an electric utility. I am somewhat suspect of supplier contracts because of the tendency to allow contracts to lapse and have those contracts be variable rate contracts. I'm not surprised that locking in a 12-month contract with Constellation, they would charge you more because I think there is perhaps some perception that they
You'll
would
forget.
they would prefer that there be that you have a variable rate contract, which would be at a higher rate. The option, instead of taking service from a supplier, is to take service from PECO because they are a default supplier and they're the supplier of last resort. They are required to provide supply, and that price is based on a default service electric plan filing that they file with the Public Utility Commission, and it's a fully adjudicated proceeding where they have their rate set. Have we compared the cost of the Constellation offering to just PECO's default rate?
We have compared it against what we're currently being charged, which I would think, I'd have to look into that.
Okay.
We're not in a contract anymore with Constellation, so I will double check, but my assumption was that the rate that we are paying now is just what PECO is charging us.
If your fixed price contract expired with Constellation, most likely you're still getting supply from Constellation, and they are charging you a variable rate.
Okay.
Is that your understanding? When you get your bills, are you getting them from Constellation, or are you getting
No,
them
they
only
come
from
from
PECO?
PECO.
They're coming from PECO.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're taking default supply from PECO.
but I will double check before we move forward with this.
Okay, because it's not, I'm generally in favor of renewable energy. I mean, there's, also in Pennsylvania, most of our electric supply comes from either nuclear or natural gas-fired power plants, which are relatively low carbon sources of electricity. So I think I would feel more comfortable voting for one of these options based on what the price difference is.
Yeah. Yeah, and I am open to, this has been something that we've been looking into, so I am absolutely open to other options and suggestions, and if going just through PECO is something that,
I'd just like to understand what the price, like, the apples to apples comparison for supply.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I feel like I just gave a public tutorial on default electric supply, I'm sorry.
No, that was great, so we can table this.
We can.
Mhm.
My follow-up question, do you have any sense for what a good rate would be?
Yeah.
8.8 cents per kilowatt hour is dirt cheap as far as private, like the average US cost is 19 cents and this is under half.
You know what, we could probably look right now at PECO's.
But is that gonna be,
default.
that'll be the municipal rate, not just the,
Is there a special rate schedule for municipalities under PECO? So PECO electric
that's why I'm
tariff.
asking. None of us are paying 8 cents a kilowatt hour, I can tell you that much.
Not to my,
We're paying 14.
I should have done my homework.
So the first thing that comes up on Google, and this may be AI, 10.4 cents per kilowatt hour.
Okay.
And this is 8.8.
But again, that,
Yeah, for sure. Well, regardless, we'll look into it.
so here's one of our PECO bills.
Do you have to compare the distribution charge and the,
Yeah. Yep.
So we'll look into it, why don't we table it?
okay. I mean, I don't want us to pay like a higher rate for another month, but I just want to make sure we're clear on what the comparison is. Do they have the supply charge broken out?
Well, they don't have, this is $42, which seems excessively low. Transmission
This is
industry,
your-
so you're
your-
paying,
Yeah, no, this is your customer charge, your distribution charge, those are
So
your,
I
and
guess
your
that's your-
transmission charge. This is not your commodity charge, so your commodity charges don't look like they're showing up on here, so your commodity charges are probably coming from somebody else. These look like just your base rate charges.
Come on up, Evan.
Some levity here, and we'll ignore the patches here. So, Constellation and Pico have separated. Your bill is always gonna come from Pico, one's for generation, one's for distribution, which is your different allocation there. What you're gonna see in the next couple of months, since Constellation acquired Calpine, is that everything Constellation is going to be green. It'll be all their nuclear renewables and everything else. And Calpine will get the rest of the fossil load, with any existing coal that's still in the fleet and natural gas. So, I agree with you on the rate fluctuation, and I've been trapped in that before, and it's a total pain in the butt, but because there's enough uncertainty in the market currently with the Calpine and the Constellation thing and what they're reorganizing with, I would maybe take a step back, let their dust settle.
alright,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, so table it and we'll continue
Yeah,
to look
I mean,
into
to
it.
me, that just looks like
Sorry, you're done?
yeah, that, to me, that just looks like the cost for lines in the sky.
Yeah. Okay.
The last thing I'll say is the rate increase from renewable to non-renewable is minimal, 8.6 to 8.8. What is it, 2.2%, 2.1%? Great, okay, tabled, moving on. I will make a motion to authorize the township manager to deposit $54,384.74 in state aid into the Schuylkill Township Police Pension Plan, plus an additional employee contribution of $18,407.94. This is to satisfy the 2025 MMO.
Second.
Thank you.
Your pension health.
Okay. Anything you want to add for this, Lori? It's the usual MMO deposit.
Yeah, no, nothing out of the ordinary. We received our state aid. We got an amount of $199,970. So that is being distributed in this check run, deposited into each of the pension accounts. So we will have satisfied, as of this month, our 2025 MMO obligations.
Excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, I'll make a motion for the township manager to deposit an employee contribution of $27,482.68 from the general fund into the non-uniform pension plan to satisfy the 2025 MMO, presumably.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Oh, did
Uh, It says 2024 on the, didn't get me this time, though. Same as before, I presume, just non-uniform.
Correct.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Excellent. With that, no new resolutions or ordinances, and we'll move on to 2-minute reports. Bob, I'll start with you since you were on the phone.
Oh, no, nothing big to report. Open space is plugging along. The fire department's kicking butt. We did have a pension meeting, and it looks like we're in very good shape there with uniform and non-uniform. So 2 thumbs up, everything's good.
Excellent. And I will second that the fire company is doing great with regards to budgeting, having also been at those recently. Love to see you guys. Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah. We were just joking about that. That's like, you really pulled that off. Well done. Impeccable timing.
Now, if it happens during the budget, I'm really gonna know.
Yeah. Martha, do you have anything for us?
The Historical Commission meeting, there's nothing new to report. And the Planning Commission meeting, the Conference Center developer came in to discuss their sketch plan. And there was nothing earth-shattering or anything like that. He did ask about the next steps. He was told to call Lori to figure out what the next steps would be. And that's pretty much it from the Planning Commission. And that's all I have as far as those meetings are concerned. Next month, on November 8th, we will be having a textile recycling event here at the Township to bring any and all of your textiles. They take everything. And stop by and say hi to me, because I will be here from 9 to 12 one. I said October 8th. Oh, I did say, okay, November 8th from 9 to 12. And that's it. Thank you.
And one thing I just want to tell your clothing drive is that they take shoes. So if you have kids like me who keep outgrowing their shoes and these shoes have holes in it and cannot serve any further purpose, you can recycle shoes, which is something that should not go in the trash if they don't have to.
And if you only have one shoe, they will take one shoe. If you only have one flip-flop, they will take one flip-flop. They just need to make sure everything is clean, so they don't want anything dirty. So, and they have a purpose for all of this. It's not just a clothing drive. This is everything. Pillows, blankets, little rugs that you have. Not carpet like this, but any stuffed animals, anything, everything, they will take it.
Great.
That's really great, Martha. I feel like I believe I reported this informally at the workshop meeting that we had, but I attended the Phoenixville Regional Planning Commission meeting this month where we had an update on the DeVault Trail project. And, I anticipate that I'll have further reporting about that in the future. And if there's a point at which we need to get some affirmative, approval of direction from the board, I'll bring that to your attention. There was, it would be a fantastic opportunity for a trail if it's something that would be feasible for us. It would definitely be something that we would have to go into an agreement with other townships. It would follow the DeVault Trail line. A very small portion right behind the technical high school runs through our township. Most of it runs through Charlestown Township. It would, if we were able to put it, actually effectuate this, it would be on the Norfolk Southern line that's been defunct since I think the early 80s. And it would allow a circular path basically from the Schuylkill River Trail all the way to the Chester Valley Trail. So the other presentation that was made at that meeting was from the Phoenixville Area Soccer Club. They presented to all of the municipalities at the Phoenixville Regional Planning Committee about the need for securing fields for activities that support about 800 kids in our community. And it was a great presentation as well. That's all I have to report.
Great. And for the AAC, they had a volunteer event on the 27th to clean up Valley Forge Park. They were going after a mile a minute weed. And then,
Reserve.
oh, was it at Pickering?
Was it
Was it
a
a-
reserve?
I thought it was.
Oh, it was at Pickering. Yeah, it was at.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't there, so. Yeah, and then we have the tree giveaway coming up on November 1st here at the Township. Information did go out for that, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. Make sure to sign up in advance if you would like something. They will go quick, I'd imagine. They do every year. And then we heard from Karen for our Purple
John,
and
where
Dusty
do people
Horses.
sign up for that?
On the Township website, as well as all of the social media channels. We'll have a link to it.
Do you want to talk
No.
about this coming Saturday and the walkthrough?
I have that.
You have that?
Is that this Saturday?
You have the 18th?
It's the 18th already. Okay.
Lori, actually, I have a question. Did you happen to hear from Nicole from Help See? Were we able to get a bin for the week prior for the textile event?
She did not. Yeah, we didn't hear anything about that.
Do you, all right, I'm gonna turn my mic off here for a second. So it doesn't get recorded. Is it okay if we tell people to drop stuff off the week ahead of time? Are you okay with the lobby looking a mess? Sure, I'm fine with I don't want people to do it if we don't want them to.
My only concern is that we have the other drive going on at the same time. I don't want
just wait
things
for
to
the
get
map.
mixed up.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
So it will be, if I hear anything, we'll post it though.
Okay.
But she did not say anything when we sent the paperwork back.
Okay,
Maybe she forgot.
probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Lori, what do you got for us?
Okay, so a couple of just traffic-related updates. So there has been, some road work going on at the Wawa. Wawa's starting to work on their, off-site improvements, so the intersection improvements at White Horse and 23. So, the partial lane closures between 9 and 3, we don't have, and, we do not have an estimated, time frame for that. We don't quite know. We're waiting on confirmation to find out exactly how long they expect the work to take. Obviously with the weather, that could be, that's another factor. So they tried to start out doing as, minimizing the impact of the traffic from the beginning, so. But just during the day and partial lane closures, no full lane closures.
Are they gonna do anything at night, or is this just 9 to 3?
As of now, they said no, and I sent an email to their project manager today asking about, reminding them that if they plan to do any night work, it has to be approved not only by PennDOT, but also the township. And secondly, any weekend work also has to be approved by the township.
But they haven't asked yet, so. So that's that for Wawa. Our traffic engineers have been busy lately. People may have seen them out. They were doing, there was a survey team out in the last week at Pot House in Charlestown that's working on the grant that we have for the design of intersection improvements there. So they were out doing that work. We also conducted an inspection of the Township Line Bridge. I know we discussed that a while back when PennDOT put the new weight restriction into place there. So we will have a full report on that. I haven't been able to review it with them just yet. We want to meet to go over it to decide. They categorized the necessary repairs into things that need to be done right away and things that we can plan for over the next year or two so that we can plan for larger capital improvements. It is going to require some work, so we'll look, we'll discuss that and we'll talk about that when we get to the budget as well. And then they are also looking into, now, I hesitate to say this out loud, but we have tasked them with trying to come up with solutions that we can feasibly do at the Paulings Road Bridge. So that is something that we're gonna talk to them about to see what kind of creative suggestions they have for what we can do there. But that's something that we are looking into and working on, so. Not improvements to the bridge itself, but
Yeah.
to try to
guess-
reduce the number of accidents
I
we're
guess
having there.
my concern is that it's Norfolk Southern's bridge.
Yep,
And
and PennDOT's road.
and PennDOT's road,
Mhm.
and why should our taxpayers pay for things that don't belong to us that we can't control?
I know, but our taxpayers
and
are
I-
already paying for our police to be out there all the time when 600 accidents are happening in the last.
I know,
5
it's
years,
just,
so-
is there no legal recourse that we have against those, to,
Well, really, the problem is the drivers.
oh, I know, and I
So-
see it all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
I see every Facebook post where
Mhm.
someone's stuck in that bridge again, under that bridge again. It's just,
Yeah.
Is the bridge, or I'm sorry, the road, will the road work that's currently being done on Paulings affect the distance under the bridge?
I would imagine not, but I don't know PennDOT's
Okay.
project.
Okay.
But they're just resurfacing, so it would be highly unlikely that they would be raising the.
Okay.
Yeah, typically, they would just mill down the top
Yeah.
layer, and then they would just they would paint it black with a new pair, a wearing course. They wouldn't want to have any kind of significant increase to diminish the height.
Yeah. So I might have, we might have suggestions for that, and that would be something that we would then look into grant funding if we were gonna do any work there. If there's anything that we can come up with that we can do, so. Other than that, the Sedgley pre-planning, we had our first public site visit to the property last month. We're doing the second one this week, that's this Saturday, the 18th, from 9 to 2. However, the last bus will leave Sedgley at 1:30. So if you're not here at the township by 1, you're not getting out to the property. There is no vehicular traffic allowed, bus only, so everybody has to park here, get on the bus, take it to Sedgley, come back. And then our first public meeting, there will be 2 sessions scheduled for next week. It's next Wednesday. There's one at 4 o'clock and there's one at 7 o'clock. You choose just one. You don't, it's the same meeting happening twice on the same day, so you don't have to come. People do not need to come to both. They should either come to the 4 o'clock or come to the 7 o'clock, but not come to 4 o'clock and then stay for both.
But also, just to be fair, Lori, there are 2 separate sessions. They're for hearing from all of the members of the public. And
Yes.
so if a person has already spoken at one of the sessions, should we agree that they would be deprioritized if they decided to come to another? I want to make sure that we are hearing from, they're time limited. I want to make sure that we're hearing from everybody.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why really you should really only come
Perhaps
to.
I'm overly optimistic at the public
Yeah.
attendance, but I just want to make sure that we hear from everybody.
Yeah, you should absolutely come to just one. I mean, the sessions will be run by the planners, so that I'm sure that they will figure out how to
Okay.
handle if the same people are showing up.
All right.
So I have a quick question, Lori. The turnout from the first walk-through, how many people did we have come out?
We estimated, I believe we had about 50.
Okay, are we hearing a lot more from the folks regarding the second one? I want to make sure that everybody that wants to come out and see it knows. I know we've been advertising all we can. Are we getting any calls or feedback, or do we have a pulse on how many people we think are coming out the second go around?
We did not.
Does it look like it's more than?
We did not put in place any sort of sign-up, so I really don't have a mechanism to know what turnout is going to look like. I will say that this time, the newsletter has gone out, and the date was in the newsletter, so that will have hit every door in the township, as opposed to the first one.
That's good.
We couldn't get the first date in with the newsletter mailing deadline.
I think also, I mean, Karen, not to put you on the spot, but it did, unfortunately, the first event coincided with an event that the EAC was hosting. And so, maybe you can spread the word with the EAC members to, have them come out. People probably would have come who were otherwise engaged with that invasive species removal.
That's all.
All right, Paul, what do you got for us?
Just 2 things. As far as the sidewalk is concerned, on Route 23, we submitted for an extension, and we have gotten another person who signed off on the approval, so we're still working towards that. And the second item is the MS4 resubmission to the DEP was completed at the end of September. So that's in, so we're just awaiting their approval of the information we submitted.
That's a lot of work, and thank you.
You're welcome.
With the sidewalk project, I know that unexpectedly we were asked to do soft digs for utility locations. What do you think is going to be the schedule for doing that?
Well, we're going to try to ask them again to reconsider having to do that soft digs. If we do go through and have to do that, we'll have to solicit bids to get that done, because it'll be road crossings. We'll have to have flaggers out there, et cetera. So I would venture to say that in a typical situation for the length that we would have to do, it would be about a 4-hour project. But since 23 is a very busy road, I would consider both crossings to be at least a full day's worth of soft dig and having to put in the millings and stuff like that. It's kind of a process where you can only do one half of the road, then you got to restabilize it, then you move the apparatus over, and then you redirect everybody traffic-wise. It's cumbersome, to say the least, especially in a busy area.
While we are, doing that, there is other aspects of the project that are moving ahead?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the revisions, we're working through those as well, but we wanted to make sure that just doing the technical design, we wanted to make sure that we had additional sign-offs from property owners, so that every time that we do go back to PennDOT, Sorry about that.
Okay, thank
So
you.
how are the consent letters coming?
I think we're down to just needing, is it 4?
I reached out to all of the holdouts last week or 2 weeks ago, and I got 3 back. I only think, we're about 3, maybe,
Yeah,
around.
Fantastic.
yeah.
Thank you all. I can't wait to walk on the sidewalk. That will make me so happy.
To run some laps up and down it.
Now, but that is gonna, the sidewalk will have to be a discussion at the budget because the cost estimate, I mean, is fairly, it has been for years. So it's nothing new, but it is substantially over what our grant award of $1 million is for. Substantially, but, so there is a gap we will have to fill, and we have not been awarded any of the grants that we've applied for, so.
That's why we're trying to argue the soft dig.
Yeah, have we not been denied, or have we not been granted because the funds are just not being awarded right now?
We've not heard anything on the one that we applied for nearly a year ago at this point.
Was that a federal grant?
No, it's a state.
Oh, state grant.
Yep, so.
Is there any way that we could contact Schusterman's office to see if she could hear anything about what's going on?
They haven't released any of the awards.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just,
Oh, okay.
Is it tied up in the budget impasse right now?
Oh.
Okay.
Great. Chief, what do you got for us tonight?
I believe we all have a copy of the monthly report. If there's any questions or concerns, I can answer them now. If not, I attended the funeral for the 3 detectives from Northern York Regional this past month. Was extremely sobering. They did them all simultaneously in a church that I can only describe as a mega church. It was the biggest church I've ever been in. Extremely well supported. The community really came out and supported all the officers. The reason I bring that up is because I really appreciate the members of the board that came to the crime victims ceremony. I had a personal event in my life. I couldn't be there. I planned on being there, but I couldn't. But I really appreciate the board's support on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Should we mention that? Just, it was the domestic violence, this Light the Night event that was held on the 6th for, in support of awareness for domestic violence. And we have the tree that's being lit all month of October in honor of memories of the victims of domestic violence.
Evan. Fire team.
No, you have our report. We had our open house last night, thanks to that came out for that. Lasagna sale last week. I have no idea what's coming up. November, Martha, is our pancake breakfast. So hopefully we'll see you there. Check our website. I don't have the date off the top of my head, but
Don't forget my coffee.
never do. If you have any questions, you know how to reach us.
Perfect. Thank you.
Are there chocolate chip pancakes?
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Great. As far as upcoming agenda items, we have just one remaining workshop on October 23rd to go over budget meeting stuff. Again, that'll be the first of probably 2 budget meetings. The second would be on the November 6th if we have it. But yeah, we'll be talking budget stuff on the 23rd. Other than that, do we have any further announcements? Oh wait, you handed me announcements. You did.
and we already covered a couple of them.
Yep. Native tree, we've covered. Cool. So we covered 2 of them. The only other things I want to call out is that we will have a food drive that is currently running through the police department through October 31st. And then in November, we'll be running the Cold Blue Shelter Drive for
The Cold Blue Shelter, Ansart.
Ansart, thank you. Drawing a blank there. And then the annual coat drive running through November 1st through January 31st. This can be dropped off at the municipal building. We run these annually. Always appreciate the support. Otherwise, public comment. Fantastic. With that, I will make a motion to adjourn. Do I hear a second?
Second.
That's not how that works.
I got Danielle.
Danielle got it, yeah.